What's up, my bloody beautiful humans? It's Dr. Wookie. Mrs. Wookie's been hard at work, and she's been able to secure us a 5% discount on the upcoming node sale on Hytopia. You just got to use the code Wookie. How easy is that, and how cool is that? So let's jump into what Hytopia is and whether this is worth putting some of your money into. So Hychain Games is a layer 2. They used Arbitrum technology to create this layer 2, and built on that is their flagship game, Hytopia. So Hytopia, basically Minecraft mixed with Roblox for a lot of that developer focused creativity and of course monetization. You see, with Minecraft, we've had this big decline ever since they got rid of monetization strategies. You can't even do certain YouTube things. It has not been good. So Hytopia is here to fix that. And of course, Web3, ownership, all that great stuff. So right now, Hytopia is about to launch their beta in like a month or two. You can go to this link. I'll put it down below. You can use my referral. All this does is secure your name for the game. And all it does referral wise for me is it gives me an extra quote loot box. I don't even know what's in these loot boxes, but it also gives you an extra loot box as well. So of course that's free to do. Go ahead and make your name known. So Hytopia, they got a good 134,000 followers on Twitter, and they have 1.2 million pre-registered players for this beta. I mean, that is a gigantic number. I'm really excited about the number of folks they have going on, and I really think this can be a really fun and, of course, pop off as a Web3 game. Now, monetization-wise, creators, they can create different things. Maybe you create the Axe of Doom, and of course a Topia player would like purchase that, and of course you would get an instant deposit as the creator in Topia, and of course a little bit would go to platform fees. That's like one of the creator monetization strategies. So they have their nodes coming out this weekend, about to launch the sale. So if you missed like the Zai sale, which I think Zai sold like 33,000 nodes, they're at like 1.43 ETH now for a node. For these pricing tiers coming up for the Hytopia node sale, what it is doing is it's going to start at tier 1. Here's 3,000 quantity. They're basically following the same kind of structure as Zai, starting at only 0.1 ETH, and then of course going up from there. I break down all these numbers here shortly. I'll show you the whole breakdown, whether we think it's worth it, and of course if there's some excitement. With these first tiers, a lot of them are probably going to be sold out by the time maybe the vast majority of the public can access them, and that's because there are some whitelist tokens and points. We could talk about that in a little bit. What's really cool is the team has actually done like an Excel here. So, if there's like 3,000 sold at this price, this is the total amount of nodes that are sold. And then here would be the estimated Topia reward split over the full 3 years. Okay, so to kind of break that down, let's pretend that like 15,000 have sold. Let's say this one, 17,000 nodes have sold. Over 3 years, you get about almost 15,000 Topia, right? So of course it depends, obviously, just like all the other node setups, on how many are sold versus how much you'll be earning. Now, for the node sale, they have this wonderful little Hychain node mint demo you can walk through. It also shows you how to use your whitelist points if you fall into one of those categories to be able to purchase a node key. And of course, add promo code is right there. It gets you that 5% discount. Again, Wookie is that code. So let's talk a little bit about the tokenomics. And by the way, these nodes will actually have to be run just like Gala Game nodes. It'll have like the same kind of requirements. So of course you could toss it onto a VPS and save some of that space. So the tokenomics with Topia, it's capped at 5 billion Topia, and currently circulating supply is about 830 million. Okay, so getting close to that billion. The other 4 billion is basically locked on different kind of linear, unlocks. So we'll go over these numbers here. So here's their allocation overview. So pay attention to this right here. So you have the full knowledge. So 5% is listed for node operators. So some folks might say, well, that's not a lot. Well, that's also why the price of the node isn't too much either. Plus, we're going to talk about the 25% of transaction fees that will go straight to node operators, which we'll talk about in a minute. So the ecosystem gets about 46%. Foundation gets 24%, okay? And if you read, the foundation is in charge of paying the gas fees, okay, until this Topia basically runs out. So they're going to be paying these gas fees, and of course 25% of that will be going to the node operators, which is great. And then there's some Topia staking as well. So if you want to get involved with staking, you'll be able to get some of that as well. Now, essentially, the folks who've kind of have won so far is basically the people who own the worlds. That's right, you can own these different worlds, the NFTs. And of course, they have gotten a good airdrop from that. World staking these worlds that they minted, you're able to get quite a bit. And then there's avatar staking. So Foundation, like I said, they're going to be paying for the gas fees. And then strategic partner game grants. You know, any other games that want to come on and build on their Hychain system, they'll be able to use a little bit of that Topia for that. 15% to the team, which is linearly vested over 4 years. So at the end of August 1st, 2027, all of it will have been minted out to them. So here is the big point that we want to point out. 25% of all the Hychain network fees are distributed as rewards to node operators. They do a little bit of numbers down here in case you were curious. You know, 17.5% of the total supply is out there right now. That 4 billion is locked over different linear periods, and they have all the addresses here, so you can look and see where all the different Topia is and everything. I like the transparency. That is very, very nice. So here's some different, like, just kind of general questions about the nodes, the node sales. First off, the node keys are not transferable, okay? They're going to be stuck with whichever wallet it is in. However, that wallet can let another wallet run the node instead, okay? So if you want to mint it to like a cold wallet and then let like a hot wallet run the node, you can do that, or vice versa, whatever. Let's see, detailed breakdown. You can mint the node to a different wallet, so you can purchase using like a hot wallet and the key will go to a cold wallet. So that's cool how they have that set up as well. A lot of little bit, you know, it's customization there. You can transfer any of those whitelist points to other wallets as well if you have any of the whitelist points. Next, no key whitelist. So the whitelist, most of you at this point, you either have them or you don't. Not a lot of opportunity left now to try to get those. However, what's nice in their kind of whitelist sales that they're doing, in phase 1, you have to use 30 points of whitelist points to be able to mint 1 key. Then the next one, it's 15 points, 6 points, and then 2 points. So we'll see at the end of that at what point we're at, and I'll tell you what I'm going to be guessing where we are. In case you want to do something else for free, they did not state that they're going to be doing any more airdrops. They did not hint that they're going to, but you know, Zai, they dropped some free, you know, token to people that had used their testnet. I'll leave the testnet link down below. So throw your wallet in here, send request, get a little testnet Hychain. Of course, that has no value, but hey, you never know. What if they dropped you some later? That would be pretty cool, right? So let's go over the numbers and whether this is worth it and some of the math. Hytopia right now is about 8 cents. You know, it was like 2 cents previously, 3 cents. So it's kind of gone up and down. So we're at about 8 cents or so. So let's pull up my, you know, wonderful documents. I know you love the Word documents that I create for everybody. So let's go through this and talk about whether essentially this is worth it. So again, 250 million over 3 years. It's a long duration. The 25% of all transaction fees, that is the big variable aspect here, okay? If this game really does have 1 million players on it and the transaction fees are going and going and going, this could become pretty substantial for this. And this isn't just for Hytopia, right? If other games want to build on this chain as well and they're using Topia as the transaction fees, this could get pretty high, okay? So we'll just leave it at that. Here's the Topia current value. So I guess maybe around tier 4 is where we'll be when the public launches. Let's just make that guess. It's 0.15 ETH at that point, 5% Wookiee discount is that much. Subtract that and it comes out to almost exactly $500 currently for a node. So if we don't go above the tier 6, which is about 15,000 nodes, okay, that would be about 15,000 Topia that would come out to you for 3 years. Not counting transactions, that comes out to about $1,200 for the 3 years, a 456-day ROI. Now you might say, wow, that kind of sounds like it sucks. Well, once again, this takes into no account any kind of price action we see, any success of the game we see, success of the chain itself and other people building on that, of course, which would drive everything up, and the transaction numbers, okay? So again, I definitely think with how many people they have pre-registered, this is definitely worth the opportunity to pick up a couple of these if it's in a good kind of tier point price. And yeah, let me know what you think down below. Wookiee is the discount code. Good luck trying to snag one at some of the lower tiers here. And as always, stay warm, Wookiees.